Okay, hi there, this is Philip Roy from NZiPhone.com, and this is part 2 of the video showing you the development of my iPhone application using the TapLynx framework. And in the article on NZiPhone.com you'll see that I've created one tab already. So first of all, what I'm going to do is just double click on this file. Okay, so I just briefly adjusted the screen here, but the very important part is right down here at the bottom, this tabs section, and here are the three tabs for the phone, which at the moment this one would be news. That's the one I've done already, and the other two I can't quite remember, so I'm going to have a look. That's right, photos and video. Now just off screen I've got my list of tabs. Video I actually want to be the second to last tab, and photos I'm not going to use at all. What's going to be easier for me, I think, is if I actually get rid of this photos tab completely, because I don't want any of the styling here. I'm not going to be linking into Flickr or anything like that, so I'm just going to cut that. So I've now got two tabs, and remember that one there I actually want to be the second to last. Now item 0, which is my first tab, is the news one that I created, and if you recall in the article it's quite a complex one because it has subsections and subfeeds. I don't know if that's the right terminology. There's an NZMac.com folder, and then further down there's another feed, and that again is hidden away as an NZiPhone.com folder. Now I'll be quite honest and say that at this point in my development of my iPhone app, I'm not sure if this is the best approach to take. Okay, so at the moment I've got a phone that's actually got two tabs, and what I really need ultimately is 8 in total. So what I'm going to do, and this is a nice quick way to do this, I'm just going to copy this tab here, and then I'm just going to go paste. And what happens is it adds it in the right spot for me. I'm just doing a quick check to make sure it's put in the right place, and then I'm just going to do it again. So that was the forum, this is the apps tab, this is the podcast. Okay, that's not too bad. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to come to get down to that very last one. That's the video. I don't actually want that there, I want that second to last. So I'm going to move that just by sliding it up. Oops, I'm going to try, he says. I'll try that again. There we go. Okay, so I've moved the video feed up a little bit, and then I'm just going to alter the feed here. Okay, and here is the feed there that it is at the moment. That's not what I want. What I want to put in there is my own feed to my own YouTube channel. So I'm just going to click in there and paste it in. Okay. Okay, I'm also going to change this. This is just me being a bit fussy because I've used files that are all named the same method. The one I've got in there is actually tab-video. Everything else in terms of the style and the color I'm not going to alter in this little wee demonstration. So that's my second to last tab. That's all done. I'm just going to do the very last one, which are my two Twitter feeds, just to show you how they work. And again, these are going to be complex subfolders, so I really need to expand everything and have a good look at them. Okay, I'm just trying to line this all up. So item 6, this is my last tab on my phone, is actually going to be called Twitter. Here also, it's not going to point to that, it's going to point to a PNG file that is glyphish, I think you would say, glyphish hyphen Twitter, and then I will use my NZMac.com Twitter account and my NZiPhone.com Twitter accounts. And again, I need to replace the PNG file used for both of them. Okay, now there is also a Twitter template in the resources, but I'm not too sure about that at the moment, so I'm just going to leave it at this Brent template.html file, which I still at this stage haven't learned a great deal about. But what I do need to do, just off the screen I'm grabbing my NZMac.com Twitter feed, and that has to go in there. Okay, and I can see another PNG reference that I have to replace. So this is all a bit hurried, but I'm just trying to do this on the video for you just to show you how it all starts to go together. What I'm going to do in a moment, I'm actually going to run the whole thing and it's going to look a real mess. But just to give you an example of how quickly you can get everything going. And I can tell you now what you're going to see when I start up the simulator. You're going to see a news tab. You're going to see another news tab because I haven't fixed that one up yet. You're going to see yet another news tab there as well, there as well. This one should be my video from YouTube, and this one should be the Twitter one that I just did very quickly. Okay, so as I mentioned, I've just because I've copied and pasted multiple tabs, you've got news, 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 and news. But if I go to more, here we go. At the end here, I've got a video one, and notice it's replaced the icon with the one I wanted. If I click on that, I just think this is great. Here I am looking at information being pulled straight from YouTube. That's my YouTube channel there. I could click on this, but in the simulator the video clips don't play. But I can then go back to here, and if I click on Twitter, I've got folders here, remember, and I can click on NZMac.com. There you go, that's just great. That's my Twitter feed there. So I'm getting there, but the thing that I really need to do now, and I'm going to pause the video to do this, is I need to fix up all these tabs which are saying all the wrong things at the moment. But they're there in place. I just need to go through and put in all the references. And I've now figured out where I did my maths wrong. There should be one more tab here, and that is my About tab. Okay, so I'm back now and I've done all the editing. It's taken me about an hour between the two different cuts in this video to get all the things right. I'm still not comfortable with everything. I don't think I've done everything right, and I'll possibly could be contacting the TapLynx people for some advice. I've added a final tab, you can see here, and you can see that it references an HTML file because this is going to reference an HTML file that I've created. This information here I have added in, and I confess that I have absolutely no idea what it all means. But the great thing is I've just done this straight from information on the TapLynx site. They've got an example there for you on how to add in a static HTML file. So it's now in the project showing within Xcode. So I should be in a position now to build and run the project, and all my tabs should be working. Okay, so here goes. I'm going to hit build and run, and I'm quite excited. Here is my iPhone application. You can see that my tabs now all have the correct names. I've got news, forums, apps, podcasts, and more. If I click on more, I've got the blog, the video, Twitter, those two you've seen already, and the about one. I'm going to go back to forums just to show you. I can go here and click on NZMac.com, and here are all the posts from the NZMac.com forum. I can have a look at those. It's great. Don't like the color, but I can deal with that later. If I go into apps, this is great. Here are all the applications that have been reviewed on NZiPhone.com. Okay, so I can scroll through those. I can go back and I can look at listings. These are products that have been listed but not necessarily reviewed. So it's pulling all these images straight from the RSS feeds. So that's fantastic. Podcast, here we go. Here are all the podcasts from the site. And here's the about page. So you looked at the HTML, it was huge, but look how it appears here. Okay, so probably perfect really. The only problem is I've got a bit too much of a gap here because the acknowledgement to TapLynx, which is down there, isn't showing. And what I really need to understand is why is that graphic so tiny, and I had to create really huge graphics here for this page and there. The next important thing really is to get on to making it look pretty and bug fixing. This is Philip Roy from NZiPhone.com signing off.